Did he do it or did he not do it? I gotta say that I am somewhat surprised that some of y'all still believe everything you see and hear on the internet. It also seems that this could be somewhat of a distraction. I mean, the downfall of black men, of black moguls, that some of us have to be asking ourselves, is there a bigger picture? You got online personalities like Jason Whitlock, who is saying that hip hop is such a deviant, devil, satanic, degrading type of music. Wasn't it you, Whitlock, who people on your show admitted that the CIA infiltrated hip hop, or shall we say rap music? I'm going to have to do another video on this, but I need y'all to understand that there is a difference between hip hop and rap music. Just like there's a difference between English and Spanish. It's very similar and they both derive from the same place, but yet they're different.
Take a look at this. A brand new video showing the aftermath of Monday's raids on the LA and Miami homes of music mogul Sean Diddy Combs as part of an ongoing federal human trafficking investigation. Our next guest previously defended Mr. Combs in 2015, where serious felony charges were dropped. Attorney.
And I want to just speak on this real quick before I forget. 50 Cent, yo. 50. What's up, man? I mean, you are a hilarious person. He is basically the definition of a professional online troll. And it's like, 50. What are you teaching other black people out here now, man? I understand that you built your career off of destroying Ja Rule and others that tried to come and test you. I get that. But, yo, man, is enough, man? Like, do we get to the point where it's like, okay, yo, we got to realize at the end of the day that these are still our people? I'm sure that there's a lot of politicians out there, a lot of people in power who names we don't know are probably doing, if not or allegedly doing, similar acts, okay? And we ain't talking about none of that. You know what I'm saying? Hey, wasn't there a war going on? Or there still is, right? It seems like we ain't even talking about that no more. What we talking about right now is just Diddy's home getting raided. That's what we talking about right now, man. Yo, man, there's got to be something else here going on, man. I don't know if y'all seeing what I'm seeing, but I feel like there's a bigger picture going on. So if we go to 50's Instagram real quick, he's got this picture of Jay waving at the, some award show. And it's just like, yo, man, when the jet took off, but there's all kinds of just memes and posts on his Instagram where it's just like, all right, now we talking about Jay-Z and Beyonce, of course, but mainly Jay-Z. And it's like, oh, we going there now. Like, this is what we doing. You don't know that. You don't know the facts. Were you there? Were you at the Diddy parties? Like, remember there was a time when people didn't believe what they heard on the internet? Now it's like we're going to a point now where people seem to believe. A news person can just put up the story right here where ex-Diddy associate alleges arrested and that young Miami was really an SEX worker. What? Red flags. Red flags. Oh, so you're telling me that she really wasn't a rapper? And that these parties that Cassie and all of them were attending at the Met Gala was really just a code word for Illuminati? Yo, I know some of y'all don't like the effects, but I gotta say, man, sometimes we gotta sound the alarm on some of this stuff, man. Like, are we paying attention, yo? Let's not get too deep into this, man. Let's not get too deep in this. Y'all saw what they did to Candace Owens.
And so this is a great way to kind of deliver a shock and awe message to anybody connected with Sean that this is, we're serious and we're coming after him and you better cooperate.
Where does this investigation, Ariva, go from here? Could Diddy actually be criminally charged anytime soon in this federal trafficking?
Well, one thing we do know, Wolf, is that in order for this law enforcement agency to raid both of his homes in the way that they did, they had to get a warrant. And to get that warrant, they had to present a probable cause statement before a magistrate judge.
Yeah, right. I doubt that. I want to see the footage where they're bringing the son out. They really needed all this military to go into Diddy's house? I mean, are we really talking about putting on a show or what?
We got some shots of a few people coming out of the home. Those people have been detained. Now, we're trying to still connect the dots. We do have some sources on scene here that we're getting this information from. We were actually the first ones here with enforcement vehicles, at least. There are 3 Bearcats on scene here. This just all unfolded, Sandra, I would say, less than 10 minutes ago. We got here even before.
Yo, they're bringing him out like if he was just a straight slave, or I mean, I don't know, man. Like, what is the whole purpose of bringing them out of the house like this? Like, didn't his lawyers say that they're cooperating with what's going on? This is crazy, yo.
Before the crime scene tape came up. So we're just down the hill.
Yo, did they do this to Harvey
If you
Weinstein?
look up this street where Tony is, you'll see one of those.
When they came and got him, did they get him like this?
Bearcats and law enforcement. And on the other side of those bushes, basically, is that home that is registered to Bad Boy Films, which is.
I feel that this is so silly that I almost feel like, should we even be talking about this? It's actually scary in some ways that the news is even covering this. I mean, we even got people that aren't even hip hop heads now trying to intervene and tell us how we're supposed to act in our own culture. Just like, isn't it amazing that Diddy's album was off the grid? Now all of a sudden Prince Harry's name dropped in the $30 million bombshell SCX trafficking lawsuit against Sean Diddy Combs. Listen, this picture right here is not surprising to me. All the things that are now trending on the internet, which is just somewhat, I don't want to find the right word, I guess interesting is what I should say. You know, the footage of Justin Bieber coming back up, the footage of Usher explaining to Howard Stern what it was like living with Diddy as a 14-year-old. Did y'all see the Diddy video with Justin Bieber, a young Justin Bieber? I'm not even going to play that, man. But I got to say, yeah, it's a little awkward. But then again, it's like, yo, man, this is just normal stuff you see in the music industry. These kids looked up to these artists as mentors, and they wanted them to show them the game. And that's what they was doing. And these mentors were seeing these young kids as, yo, I remember when I was that age and how I aspired to be this person. So now we're going to make it all strange, right? We're going to be like, man, look at what he did on Nickelodeon. Look at what he did with Usher and Bieber. Look at what he's doing, man.
A lot of disheartened artists who left him that he raised up.
Shine.
On and on. And now this large growing number of people who are alleging crazy stuff about him.
Yeah.
And these are things that people in the industry.
It's giving R. Kelly, Teray. It's disturbing.
You know, I was personally disturbed many years ago. Okay. I know this man well enough to call him and say, hey, I need a favor.
Yeah.
And this might have been 10, 12 years ago that I called him and say, hey, I have a family member who I want you to hire them as an intern. Yeah. And I have never talked about this publicly. And he said yes. And they were flying around, one of the interns, Atlanta, Miami, whatever, on the jet, in the house, whatever. And then the internship stopped abruptly, like 3 or 4 months into it.
Yeah.
And I spoke to my family member, like, well, what happened? And they wouldn't say.
Yeah.
And I'm like, why did it end? He wouldn't say. And years later, they finally came out, and this a male, and said that Puff had said, come home, stay the night with me, or the internship is over. And they said, absolutely not. He said, absolutely not. And the internship ended. But
now, you know, he went and did that.
From there, I was like, oh, like this is how it goes. Okay.
Yeah. Torre, is that how you pronounce his name? I forgot, man. I know he was like this hip hop wannabe journalist back in the days. I used to respect him, but lately some of his takes are making me think that he's a psyop. Details, even though I don't really trust anything that Double XL says. Young Miami accused in court of documents of transporting pink coke for Diddy. Diddy talking with the feds at airport as Associated is arrested. It almost seems like he's doing a music video or something. Yo, I gotta be real with y'all, man. I can't even believe that we're having this discussion.
And it's different than when it was 2016. You know, the game has been elevated. As we can tell, there's no expense being spared. We had a black billionaire's lunch.
Did y'all see the look on Jay-Z's face? Oh no, Jay-Z's at a party with Diddy and Mary J. Yo, didn't Mary J. Blige do the Super Bowl? I mean, so it makes sense. Oh yeah, for those of y'all that don't know, Jay-Z's in charge of the halftime show for the Super Bowls. All right, so they're at a party doing shots, celebrating. What's wrong with that? What's wrong with that? Now everybody's trying to say, oh, guess what? Guess what? Hove, Jay may be involved in this. Man, let me tell you something. He's a smart businessman. He's got major moves. He's got major power. I don't think that he's ever really did anybody wrong that's worked with him from what you see and hear.